Hello, fellas and ladies. It's time to finally review Past Lives. Full disclosure, I've seen it twice now. One time, the first time at Sundance in January, and then I rewatched it just the other day, and I'm finally getting to sit down and review it. I was a little busy at Sundance, that's why I didn't review it then. I'm reviewing it now, and I can't wait to finally talk about it because, oh my god, this movie is perfect. This movie is just blatantly perfect. I don't like what everything you've heard has been correct. This movie is just hits on such a different level. I want to be vague with its synopsis, so I'll just so if it sounds vague, it's purposeful. Not that this movie's super twisty, but it definitely requires a little bit of nuance to discuss, and I don't want to do that without it's a kind of movie you want to experience. So I'm going to give the bare minimum of description here. Past Lives is the directorial debut of Celine Song, and very basically, the film is about two Korean people who were, in love, quote unquote, in when they were kids. One of them, the girl, immigrated to Canada and then to New York when they were kids, and they are reconnecting now, and that's all I'm gonna say. And just from the sound of that, you think you get the gist of it, but like this movie just goes on such a roller coaster of emotions that I can't really, like, no description can give the proper, like, you can just probably describe what this movie does to you. It's a slow movie, and yet it moves. Like, it's such a weird thing. It's a little under 2 hours long, and a lot of it is like silence. Like, it definitely, like, the dialogue is unbelievable. Like, there's a lot of talking. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of moments where it just stays on this its subject with like total silence, and yet I never looked at my phone. I was never going like, all right, how much longer do we have left in this thing? And that never happened to me once. And not that it's a fast movie, but it definitely does not feel long, even though a lot of it is dialogue, because you're so sucked into what like they're saying and what they have to say. What Celine Song has. This is Celine Song's debut. What? This movie just has a lot to say about like humanity in a way and how we connect to other people. And that just brooding, just disgusting feeling of like, oh, what if I did this instead? Did I fuck up here? The glare is so bad. Oh my god. Yeah, it's definitely a brutal look at that like idea of like, oh, did the wrong thing? What if the just that disgusting what if question, but it's not heartbreak. I would not call it like a devastating film. It's definitely heart wrenching, but it definitely, you're not going to be like devastated walking out of the theater. You're definitely, I mean, I cried, I bawled my goddamn eyes out, but I not because I was just heartbroken, because it's just like it just kind of had me going, oh man, a lot of the time. And this movie, like, how the movie is basically just telling us what it's trying to say, and yet it does it in such a profound way. Oh, this movie. A lot of the performances are all great, namely Greta Lee. John Magaro and Teo Yoo are also really good. I think John Magaro is actually very charming, very like there, if that makes sense. He does a very good job of being understated, both him and Teo Yoo. Greta is certainly understated as well, but there's something about her that's a lot more captivating than the other two. But the star of this whole shindig is Celine Song. This woman debut. This is the first directorial film. How there's a lot of long takes in this movie. A lot of it is just kind of landscape and just kind of like letting it sit on its subjects. And I don't think this movie's getting enough of credit for its cinematography. Like, it's like a lot of things in this movie is very understated, but it's so like it's kind of like, oh, every frame's a portrait kind of thing. It's not like glaring orange light at you by no means, but it's definitely a very not showy. It's not showy. You can definitely tell Celine Song's intentions when like by every single shot. There's like these two consecutive shots where it's just showing the night sky of New York and Korea, and it's just like it's so simple yet it's so fucking, oh my god. That's kind of the best way to describe it. Simple yet fucking insane. Simple yet like gorgeous, like beautiful. There's not like any high stakes going on, and honestly, there's not much of like a cohesive story going on here. It's just a kind of a meditative, like profound look at how we just approach these you know things you're not able to plan in life. I love how Greta Lee and Teo Yoo like you're kind of like ambiguous. It's like, are they like meant to be together? You know what I mean? Like, there's clearly a bond, but you can't really be like, oh, they are clearly meant to be together. I love how ambiguous that is. Same kind of goes with Greta Lee's relationship with John Magaro's character. There's like, obviously there's love there, but it's not like, oh, do they have like the tightest bond? This movie is fucking amazing. I've been raving about it for months. I'm so excited that people will get to start seeing it now. I'll talk about Oscars. Why not? Do I think it will win Best Picture? I mean, I don't fucking know. I do think it's getting nominated, though. Like, this stuff like this doesn't just happen. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just have like this hype around it, this level of acclaim, and then just kind of just rush under the bed. I think it's going to be in the conversation all year round. I think A24, all they really got to do is just put it in front of voters. And like, do you know anybody that hasn't been blown away by this film? I think it'll, like, I know people I think are gonna go, oh, it's gonna win because Everything Ever Once won. I mean, it's definitely on the table in my opinion, but I don't think it's exactly the same thing. I don't think it's gonna have that like dominance that Everything Ever Once had. I don't think like the three actors are gonna win. I do think that they're all intentionally getting Greta Lee's getting nominated. I do think Teo Yu and John Magaro are definitely on the table. Lead actor seems a little stacked right now for Teo Yu, but it's definitely possible. Definitely think director and screenplay are getting nominated, like for sure. As for text, I think editing, score, and cinematography are on the table. I believe there's original song, so that's 4 right there. Not a bad combo, if you ask me. It's a very understated film, so I don't know if it's like guaranteed to get any text, except for maybe. I think I'll get editing if it gets in picture. But I definitely see a very good package. In terms of a winning package, I don't know what I see just yet, but I definitely see the vision for it. Because I don't think Greta Lee's gonna win, but like I definitely think she's getting in. And I definitely think Celine Song could win either screenplay or director. But trophies aside, Past Lives is just is a beautiful film. It's the best movie of the year, and I've said this since January, and I don't think anything's gonna come close to it anytime soon. It's a very beautiful, meditative, soft yet impactful film, and one that it hasn't left my brain for months, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a fucking 10. It deserves a 10. It genuinely does. I don't like giving those out, but when they give them out, they earn it. All right, that is that. Like, subscribe, share, and I'm gonna go fall in love with the freaking girl I met in fucking when I was a child.